Welcome to Lovin The Loveboat, a fond and funny look back on the world's greatest cruise ship-based television show. I'm Istvan, singer, songwriter, and TV fanatic.
And I'm Michelle, pop culture enthusiast.
Join us as we relive episodes of one of the most watched TV series of all time.
Occasionally deviating to pop culture charts unknown.
So come aboard, we're expecting you for another edition of
Lovin The Loveboat.
Hello, Michelle.
Hello, Istvan.
Okay, guys, hello to you. And let's just say from the outset, we're glad to be back.
Yes, we are.
But we're also confused because, as we said before, we don't know how anyone has been watching the show, if you are in fact watching the show. I mean, because, Michelle, people could just listen to this and not watch the episodes.
People that follow us on Instagram, maybe make a comment on one of our next posts. Let us know how you guys watch it, or if you watch it at all. I'll just be curious to know.
Yes, but the source of the confusion is we originally started, as we had said before, like watching this on Paramount Plus, and we have since bailed on Paramount Plus. And I think a lot of people were watching the show on Pluto, and so we did that, and it's like, oh, cool. And then as I got further into it, I noticed, oh wow, there are things missing, because it would jump from like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to like 7, and I'm like, oh no. So the thing is, we thought we were under the impression that we were going episode by episode, and in fact, we've already missed one. And Michelle had mentioned the one with Adam Rich, and so
we've missed 2.
Yes, so we are going to go forward with the one that we had watched originally, which we thought was episode 5. Is this making sense? I hope it is. And then we're going to catch up in some way, shape, or form, so we get every single episode of season 3. So does that make sense?
Yeah, basically what you're saying is Pluto doesn't have every episode. That's it.
So what I have done is, and a big shout out to our donors and encouraging people to still go to the GoFundMe, use Venmo, because I have purchased the first half of season 3 on a good old fashioned DVD. And we'll also then end up purchasing the second half of season 3, so we make sure that we get everything. And that is why we figured it out, because we looked at what was on there and noticed that, oh wow, there's all these missing episodes from Pluto. So with that said, let's get into what we think is season 3, episode 5. All right, today, you guys, we have The Reunion, written by Ben Jolson and Art Bear. Secondly, we have Haven't I Seen You, written by Lee Aronson. And thirdly, we have Crew Confessions, written by Bob Fraser and Rob Dames. Michelle.
Yes.
Who's on the show?
Here we go. It's a very small cast. First up, we have Jean Pierre Aumont. He plays Gilbert Farreau. Like my French accent there. He was just a film and TV star from a long time. He had a very fruitful career, apparently, and they dubbed him a dramatically handsome import from France. He had a film career in France and in the United States.
Hey, I don't mean to make fun, because I listened back and I kept calling Lionel Wagoner like every other time. And as I listened to the show, I wanted to punch myself in the face. I would say this is Jean Pierre, not Jean.
Oh, sorry.
Jean Pierre Aumont.
Whatever. Whatevs.
All right, who else?
Then we have, they dubbed her second on this, but Pat Finley, she plays Adele, and she was the woman who kept coming up to Don Knotts.
Yeah, she kept interrupting comically.
Yeah, she kept interrupting him. She's just been in a ton of TV shows, most notably Rockford Files and Mary Tyler Moore, and she and I share a birthday.
Nice.
Yes, it is nice. Next up, we have Don Knotts. I mean, what do we need to say about Don Knotts? As he plays Herb Grobecker. I have a question for you about Don Knotts.
Oh, okay.
Did you like him as Mr. Furley? Do you felt he was good on Three's Company?
You know, I'm conflicted about Three's Company. For some reason, I watched it, but I really don't like that show. The show gives me the creeps, and I don't know why I watched it all the time. Like, yeah, Mr. Furley's a crazy character. He's a funny character, goofy, totally clowny character.
Wild jumpsuits all the time.
Yeah, like how he was dressed and all that.
Yeah.
I think I liked him better than like the sort of like
Ropers?
Weird. Yeah, like Mr. Roper, who is Julie's dad, as we all know, Norman Fell.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I did, I guess, and I love...
Andy Griffith?
No, Jack Tripper.
Oh, yes. Next we have Julie Newmar as Marla Sams. Now, you know her as, obviously, she was the original Catwoman.
Yes.
She was also on a Monkeys episode, if you recall.
Are you kidding? Yes, of course. The one where they all fall in love with her and they're
Yes,
all
they
trying,
do.
and then they like break her brain because they're all like vying for her attention. I love that episode.
Then we have Jane Wyatt. She plays Laurette Farreau. And I know her mostly from Father's Knows Best. I bet you've never watched
She has about as good of a French accent as you do.
No, she has about as good as a French accent. You know what I kept thinking of? Better Off Dead. The lead girl in Better Off Dead. Because how terrible her French accent was.
That's
The
a
French
weird
exchange
casting.
student.
I don't know.
They had very similar styling in their fake French accents.
I'm just going to say I found this episode really weird. I thought it was a weird episode. Mm-hmm. I did not know what to make of this. You know, this episode just completely...
None of the things were flowing, and it was like a throwaway.
There's one thing that I liked, basically, you know, as far as a takeaway from this, but I did find this a very strange episode. So because we are confused and because of that, we're going to hustle through this one, I think. All right, so let's get into it, you guys. I love when we're in the captain's quarters.
Oh, yes, for a meeting.
And the whole crew is there discussing like what the game plan or whatever for this cruise. And it leads to a comical element that I did like of Isaac deciding that he's going to become
A writer.
a writer.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes, thank you. Let's see. We've covered all the social events.
Yes, sir, I think so.
Yes. Now, Gopher, what about cabin 110 on the promenade deck?
Yes, sir. Well, the hole in the ceiling is fixed, but I recommend that from here on we do not allow passengers to bring their trampolines on board.
Yeah, what about Mr. and Mrs. Floro?
Oh, sir, we're getting great coverage on the Floro story. Look at that, huh?
You know, it makes me feel good bringing together two people who've been separated this long.
40 years. I would have given up hope.
Oh, not Mrs. Floro. She just wouldn't believe that her husband was dead.
Wouldn't it be funny if she finally gets together with the guy and finds out she can't stand him? Humor is important in life.
I guess that's about all.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep on our toes this cruise.
As usual.
No, this time do it right.
You know, if I haven't seen my husband in 40 years, the first place I want to do it is on a cruise ship.
Yeah, why did that happen? Why was
I have
this the place?
no idea. It was
Like,
so
did they win a
weird.
sweepstakes or something like that?
I don't
Like,
know.
what?
Let's put them on a cruise. Maybe it was like a neutral place for them to meet up. I have no idea. It was a weird plot line, I thought.
Yeah, because this French couple who was separated by the war
Yep.
are now meeting after all these years. I don't even recall how like they became aware of one another. And there are all kinds of reporters looking to get the story.
Madame Floro, a few questions, please.
Oh, yes, of course.
When did you see your husband last?
1939.
Do you think you'll recognize him?
Oh, it has been a long time.
You were childhood sweethearts in France? How long were you married before you were separated by the war?
8 months.
Do you still love him?
Oh, these questions.
Fellas, please. That's enough for now. Thank you.
One of my sources of confusion, you guys and Michelle, is Don Knotts, lovable Don Knotts. He comes on and then Gopher immediately mistakes him for like a famous guy. And it's kind of like that he's like, I don't know, like this sought after guy. And I don't know why they made that his almost persona on this.
Yeah, that was very strange.
But Gopher immediately is starstruck thinking that he is, I don't know if you noticed, I can't even remember his name, but it was like something with the same initials, DK, you know, Don Knotts and Devin Kindling or whatever it was.
I did not notice
They
that.
love to mess with names in such fun ways,
They
you guys.
do.
But Gopher thinks he's a star.
Hey! I know you. You're
Herb Grobecker.
No. You're Devin King. You're that TV star.
No, I'm Herb Grobecker, the shoe sale.
Are you sure? Boy, you look just like him.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people think so. But he's a rich, famous TV star, and me, well, I just fit little old ladies with orthopedic jogging shoes.
Incredible.
Well, not really. You know, people of all ages are jogging these days. I'll see you.
Then immediately Julie Newmar comes aboard and overhears the conversation, and I guess she's all in. because she's looking for something.
Yeah, well, see, this makes no sense, too, because the way that they present this is that she overhears, like, oh, he's on the ship. But as we will find out later on, and I'm jumping the gun right now, she says that she saved her money for, like, a long time to come on this ship. I didn't understand if, like, she was just, like, rolling the dice that there'd be, like, a wealthy guy.
Yeah, that was confusing. Or did she know he was... No, I guess she
No.
wouldn't have known because he was... But I guess she overheard that he's the celebrity, which he isn't.
Isn't Julie Newmar still alive?
She is.
So she can call us, right? Okay. So Julie comes on. I hope that by next time we will have heard from Julie Newmar and she will explain this confusing plot. But she gets on and realizes she has found her prey.
Hello, Devin.
Hi.
You don't recognize me, do you? The way you get around, I'm not surprised. Marla Sands. We met at a disco party in Beverly Hills about a year ago. You said I had the most beautiful eyes you'd ever seen.
Oh, you do. You definitely do. You also have the most beautiful...
Then why didn't you call me as you said you would?
You see, the fact is, I'm not really...
You don't have to apologize, but the least you could do is take me to dinner.
You don't understand, see?
You don't think I'm worth dinner?
Oh, sure, you're worth dinner. You're worth breakfast, lunch, dinner, maybe even a midnight snack.
Easy now, Devin, one step at a time.
So I did like the Isaac sort of like comedic plot line on this, where he is all inspired to be a book writer, an author. Like he thinks he's just going to write like a hit book, like just because. Throughout, he is kind of like shifting gears as far as like how he's going to approach it, like what he's going to write.
Right, different genres he's trying out.
Yeah, and then they do like funny little bits between him and the crew. And I do like the way that this like plot line develops, but he is constantly changing his mind.
Go for it, Doc. Listen, how's this for a title? Passion under a forgotten magnolia tree.
This still a Western?
No, the romance. Look, this is how it starts out. It was one of those scorching, hot days, the kind you only get in Alabama. Dirk stood poised in the stirrups, overlooking the bleak and desolate Mississippi River.
Well, that Dirk really gets around.
Wait a minute. The Mississippi River doesn't even run through Alabama.
I know that. I didn't want to say Mississippi twice in the same sentence. Bad writing. Well, that's it. That's as far as I've gotten.
Well, I think you got a hit on your hands.
Maybe I'm not cut out for writing romance.
Hey, you know what kind of a book I really like? Science fiction.
Yeah, think of the movie sales.
Movie. Out of my book.
You know, we talk a lot about the dresses and the clothing and the jewelry on the Love Boat because they're always usually pretty amazing. I was completely fascinated by Julie Newmar's bathing suit.
Fascinated is not the word that I would have
Well,
used.
it was like one piece, but tied like I don't even know. I can't even explain it. Like a bandana around her body.
See, all I could focus on, I thought the top was like see-through. Like I thought you could see through the top of the bathing suit. Or maybe that was just me like wishful thinking, but
There is a lot of that on the Love Boat. Like you could see through the women's
Well, let me
dresses
say this.
and
Let me say
tops. I
this.
guess it was wild in the late 70s.
as far as like I mentioned on a couple episodes ago when Karen Kay was on that the movie My Tutor was a big deal for me coming of age. Batman was maybe even a bigger one, and maybe the first one. As a young boy, I had a crush on like Batgirl. Like I would wait to see if like the little motorcycle would come across when Batgirl would be on, and I'd be very, very excited.
I love Batgirl too. I remember when it would come on, I had these like rubber rain boots I would put on, and then I would tie a towel around me like a cape. Because I love Batgirl so much.
Oh my god,
too.
dude, we used to have these things. We used to have these monkeys, like these little like red monkeys that like had their arms. It was plastic monkeys, and they were kind of big, and they were like in a container, almost like Lincoln Logs or something.
Oh, I remember that game.
And then we would tie like jump ropes to it, and then we would throw it over this part of our house like we were climbing the wall in Batman. We would always pretend, and then we'd open the door, and then that would be like we got to the top. So Batman was like a big deal.
It
like,
was.
because you loved all the villains, but also like Julie Newmar, like she was a big deal to me, like as far as someone that you also like thought was like attractive. But I had such a crush on Batgirl because she seemed sweet and nice. I always liked when there was like some sort of sweetness and niceness. Yeah, but she also was like a good person, and I really was drawn to that. But I did love like Eartha Kitt, right? And
yeah, she was amazing too as Catwoman.
my God,
They're
like,
both wonderful Catwomen
because of their outfits
ways.
that they wore.
Right.
That's why I'm thinking of it. And yes, this bathing suit was, I don't know, it was
my
mind blowing.
God. I think God bless her. She had the best body to put that on. But
How
where do
tall is she? She looked like she was like 8 feet tall.
I don't know. That's a good question. I should have looked that up. She is very tall.
Well, after that, they get changed, and they go into our favorite, the dining room. And Don Knotts, who is being mistaken for this famous person, a TV star, like he's some sort of leading man, which I don't know. This is the thing that's confusing me. He starts to kind of embrace the persona and kind of go with it a little bit.
I'm going to be the envy of every woman on the ship, with you as my dinner companion.
Let them eat their hearts out.
Can we have a table right in the middle where everyone can see us?
Everyone?
Mr. Grobecker, good evening. I'll have a table for you in a minute, sir.
Thank you.
Grobecker?
Yeah. Well, so yeah.
I know. You're traveling incognito. You're sick of everyone making a fuss over you.
Right. Yeah. One person is all I want making a fuss over me.
Oh, Debbie, you're fabulous. But why did you have to pick such a dopey name, Grobecker?
You know, after dinner, after everybody's having dinner, we retire to the disco lounge, which I love. But I don't know if you noticed, but Mr. Johnny Disco was back dancing.
Oh, no, I saw him as a waiter recently. Maybe, I don't know if it was in this or in the last one, but I did notice Johnny Disco. I didn't see him dancing, though, I don't think.
Maybe, I don't think he was a waiter. I feel like I saw him dancing.
He could have been both. I mean, why couldn't he have been both?
He's a and your candle was in the disco room.
Hell yeah.
It was all over the place this episode.
And you know what else is weird is that Don Knotts and Julie Newmar, according to Julie Newmar, met the way that you and I did at a disco party in Beverly Hills.
Can you imagine?
No.
What kind of party that must have been in the late 70s?
No. You know, the French couple.
Yes.
They're awkwardly meeting one another or excitedly meeting one another or whatever. And then, you know, this is, again, the massive source of confusion to me. They head out to Love Bao.
Yes.
And he is sort of like, you know, this guy is a romantical Frenchman. And all of a sudden, she dropped a bomb on everybody.
What a beautiful night. To follow a glorious day.
Yes.
When we get back, I want you to make changes in my home. It could use a woman's touch. Listen to me, I keep talking and I haven't even kissed you yet. All right, what is it? Have I said something wrong?
No. You said everything right.
I told you. It takes time to make up 14 years.
We have no years to make up. You are not my husband.
I was not expecting that, truth be told.
I didn't even know what to make of what was happening. I had no idea what was going on.
I did not know it was going to take that route. And that's like based on something else, too. Like that's it was driving me crazy, like an old movie where like the husband gets killed in wartime and then somebody else takes his identity.
Yeah,
and
but
then
see,
comes
we don't know
back.
that yet. We don't know it yet. She just says she has like this instinct or sixth sense, you know, because she's a woman and she understands these things. They don't mention that. We don't know yet what's happened. She just says, "You are not my husband," and then she walks away.
Yeah, mine was blown.
I'm trying to grab clips and I'm like, wait, what? What happened? I was very confused.
I mean, it was kind of a boring storyline, so I guess they had to like jazz it up a little bit.
Attention passengers. We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Lovin The Loveboat podcast. Be aware that your listenership is appreciated and that your generosity keeps us afloat. So please consider tipping your hosts via our Venmo. Links to our Venmo can be found in the bio section of our Instagram or in the episode description of the show wherever you listen to the podcast. Thanks again, and now back to the episode. But fortunately, they don't make us wait very long to find out why this woman stormed away, bailing on someone who we thought was her husband that she hadn't seen in 4 decades. And we find out the convoluted, complicated tale.
Come in.
I'm sorry. How did you know?
I felt it from the first, but I did not want to admit it to myself. Perhaps it was the eyes or the touch of your hand. But what I could not understand was how you knew everything. Who are you?
When I first met your husband.
You knew him?
Yes. During the war.
So is that commonplace for like...
Well, I don't know, because, I guess it's plausible.
Yeah, that
but
you change
why?
identities?
I guess don't know why he would... I guess he explained it, and I can't remember exactly what he said. Why you would just take this person's identity and then move to the United States.
No, it never made any sense.
Didn't this guy have family? You know what I mean? If you're going around pretending to be this person and...
Oh, no, he did say, he was hoping that she would, like, maybe believe that it was him and that they would be happy together, you know? But the whole thing is just it's cockamamie. I mean, it's just really wild. And why would you roll the dice when you knew, like, reporters are going to be there and you're on this cruise and everything like that? It's kind of crazy.
Right, and she would know what her husband looked like when they were younger, and then he clearly probably didn't resemble him.
No, he said, we have the same coloring. Same coloring. I like what he said, coloring.
I missed that part.
Yeah, we have the same coloring.
Well, then there you go. Do you have the same coloring? She's not going to know. There's a lot of things I was not expecting. I don't know if I could go right into it. But, like Don Knotts, because he like Julie Newmar is beautiful, so he just embraces that everybody thinks he's the celebrity on the ship. But what I was not also expecting was when she's alone in her room before they go out and she has a baby.
Well, you weren't prepared. Neither was Don Knotts.
You care about me a little bit, don't you, Devin?
Oh, more than a little bit. But Marla, there's something I have to tell you.
I want you to come with me.
Marla. Yours? Boy or girl?
Boy.
Oh, he's beautiful. Mm-hmm. What's his name?
Devin.
That's a nice name, Devin. Devin? That wouldn't just happen to be a fantastic coincidence. I didn't think so.
That was absolutely bonkers, man, that they added an infant to the whole thing. And who was the lady who was watching the baby?
I don't know. She just had to scrounge up money to go on this cruise, but then she brought the baby, but then you had to pay for this like nurse or
none of it made sense.
Nanny or whoever you had taking care of this baby.
No. I went into your mode where I'm like, oh, maybe the ship has a nice service to where, like, if you do have a child, they will send like a babysitter.
But when she came on the ship, she didn't have the baby.
Yeah, I didn't even think.
So they sneaked the baby in.
Dude, this is the weirdest episode we have watched, in my opinion.
Way too many.
And I'm afraid to even say it because I know this has to be someone's favorite. This is my favorite episode.
I can't imagine it's anybody's favorite.
Yeah, it was really wild because when they whipped the baby out, that was just totally nuts. And everyone's lying and misleading each other in these massive ways. It really is kind of crazy, super crazy. Because, like, her intentions are really bad. She's trying to, like, trap some man into something. And I don't know, man. Like, you go on a cruise.
Tells him that it just gets more convoluted because she thinks he's the celebrity. So she's trying to tell him that it's his baby.
You know what I wish? You know what I'm wishing right now? I'm just thinking of it. I wish that a 7-year-old Michelle Mike...
10, I think, when this came out.
10?
Yeah.
Would have been the stowaway on this episode, and that could have been the comical like relief where you're eating everything at the buffet. Like
taking my little hobo bandana and tied it on a stick and made my way to the port of Los Angeles.
You're like a scrappy, like Pippi Longstocking, like trying to like
I loved her too when I was a kid.
Avoid the captain, and then he takes a shine to you. Where's Vicky? Wasn't she on by now? What's going on? I'm so confused.
I don't know. I'm confused because we jumped around so much. I suspect she's not on yet because we jumped around so much prior to the hiatus that I don't know that she has been on yet because she's not been on any episode so far. So I suspect maybe later in season 3 she shows up.
All right, guys. The only saving grace, in our opinion, or my opinion at least, is Isaac. He's funny on this.
He is.
We love him. He's great. And he has shifted gears, I believe. Oh, no, I know what the other thing.
What?
Because the other thing that I liked about this episode is that we get to see a new place, or maybe we didn't know what it was called. And it's called, hang on, the Sea Wind Spa. Did you notice that?
The workout area?
Yeah, it's called the Sea Wind Spa.
I did not catch the name, no.
Oh, God, how'd you not see that? It was on the door, and then they had it stenciled. And then it's like, you get to see, which I thought was like prevalent a lot when I was a kid, is Bernie Coppell jump roping. That was his thing. He was like this really good jump roper.
Oh, yeah, he was. And then I like his sneakers were good. He had nice legs. Really worked out.
So he's still alive now.
He is. Well, that's probably why.
But Isaac heads to the Sea Wind Spa and interrupts Bernie Coppell's jump rope routine, and I think informs him that his book has taken an even new direction.
Hey, Doc, I finally figured something to write about. It hit me last night. Now, what do I know better than anything?
Oakland on $5 a day?
No, the things that happen on a cruise ship.
Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. That could even be a television series.
Listen, I've already finished the first 15 pages if you want to read them.
15 pages? That sure beats one sentence. Gee, Pacific Passions by Isaac Washington. That's a good title. Oh, yeah, that's very good. Very good.
What was that?
Oh, you sure got Gopher pegged. As usual, his mouth was moving before his brain was grooving. That's funny.
Well, it's not really Gopher. I mean, it's fiction.
Well, sure, of course. Isaac, this doctor, this fictional doctor, Dr. Bones?
Yeah.
Now, what does this mean? He's had more wives than patients? What does that mean?
Well, it's kind of a way of putting it, Doc. It's kind of like a joke.
Like a joke?
Yeah.
Isaac, would you mind if I take this with me to my office? I'd like to look it over a little more carefully.
No, I wouldn't mind at all, Doc. Go right ahead.
Oh, good.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, Doc.
Huh?
Feel free to make notes.
I like that the name that they came up with.
I don't remember.
Pacific Passion.
Is that it?
That's Aaron spelling written all over it.
Well, you know what? The crew is not excited about this because they feel betrayed that their likenesses, their personas are being used, and people do not like to have a mirror held up to whom they are.
Muskrat? What kind of a name is that to give a human being? Muskrat.
Wait till you get to the good part.
Is this Janie McGuire supposed to be me? Even a low-down disaster couldn't wipe the pert grin from our Janie McGuire?
Well, that's not so bad, but I mean, he makes me out to be a bumbling clown, huh?
And I'm the Don Juan in the doctor's suit.
When was I ever pert?
Tell me up, scribe.
Hey, what's happening?
Well, we're just reading the first chapter of Pacific Passions.
What do you think?
I've never been so insulted in my life.
Well, I tell you how I feel, but I'm not
not speaking to you.
What's the matter with them? Isaac, there's a difference between writing characters in a book and making fools of your friends. Now, possibly you might be open to a few changes. Personally, I think you have the parts of Julian Gopher down pat, but the part of the doctor...
Wait a minute. Would you ask Tolstoy to change War and Peace? Haven't you ever heard of artistic license? The First Amendment. I'm fighting this all the way to the Supreme Court.
And then in this, as far as Isaac is concerned, see, this is why it's the only storyline that I like, because they weave this in kind of comically. It was really good. And the captains, you know, we always talk about the captain being a father figure, just like just a great, solid, you know, he's navigating the seas and he's helping people navigate their lives. And it's like his encouragement and advice kind of blows up in his face.
Yes, it does.
when he encourages Isaac to continue with the book.
Isaac, what's the matter? You look like you lost your best friend.
Maybe all of them. It's the book, sir. Nobody wants me to write it.
Oh, well, frankly, science fiction.
No, this is a book about the crew.
Oh, I see. It's a little too close to home, huh? Well, Isaac, no one ever said a writer's life was easy. You keep plugging away. Hang in there. Do what you have to do. Be your own man, and don't let anyone dissuade you.
Thank you, Giver. You know, you're the only one who understands.
I hope you straighten him out about this book business.
Well, I encouraged him to keep writing, if that's what you mean.
Really? You don't sound like the holy terror of the high seas to me.
Holy terror.
I'm quoting your protege. Captain Mering has a reputation for being the holy terror of the high seas. But I've seen inside the real man pure marshmallow.
Marshmallow?
Pure.
Captain, I want you to know I really appreciate that pep talk.
Yes. Well, Isaac, about your book.
I'm not writing it anymore. I'm typing it. Much more professional.
To add more confusion to the French couple's plot line.
Yeah, please add more.
They decide that they are going to confess and say that he's not really her husband. But then they go to talk to the captain about it. And, of course, because he's Captain Merrill, he's very enthusiastic about them renewing their vows.
Good morning.
Good morning.
A lovely day, isn't it? Oh, before I forget, some reporters are flying into Cabo San Lucas tomorrow. They want your permission to come aboard and cover the ceremony when you reaffirm your marriage vows. But don't tell me you'd forgotten. We have everything scheduled for first thing in the morning. The minister is ready, and apparently half the United States is just waiting to see you two on the front pages of the newspapers. So, you wanted to see me?
No. I mean, yes. Yes, you see, we thought...
Captain, when you reaffirm your marriage vows, does the woman wear a veil?
I don't know.
I'm going to say I'm a little disappointed that what would possess her to go ahead after all that, regardless if he's, you know what I mean? You know, you're going to end up renewing your vows to somebody at this point in the episode.
You're making no sense.
She doesn't like him.
You're making no sense because you're the person who doesn't like to waste money and things like that. So you...
It's not money.
Well, you were like saying that you would have like gone ahead with whatever when like Lauren Green was there. So why not? They want to go ahead with all this because it's already been all planned and everybody's waiting.
But they just went there to confess that they were going to... That it was a false...
Why am I battling back? I have no idea.
I have no
just
idea
absolutely
it's not worth the energy.
None. Zero.
But anyway, they're going to go ahead with renewing their vows.
Guys, you know what? There's something that I wasn't even noticing, and now I have a little bit of foreshadowing possibly. Because we all head to Love Bow, and the unlikely character of Gopher... Or wait, what was the name that they called him in the book? Muskrat?
I think
remember.
So. Yeah.
Muskrat. And he is, because I'm saying foreshadowing of like maybe one day he'll be a captain. You know, like the captain gives him a hard time, but you know, like maybe because he sees the potential in Gopher and he one day could make a great captain. But it's like he gives Don Knotts some sort of advice for his conundrum. Mm. And that leads Don Knotts like to go full speed ahead, to go propose to Julie Newmar.
Oh, hi, Mr. King. I'm not Devin King. I'm Herb Drobeck. Oh, come on. Let's not start that again, okay? I mean, I do have a little something going for me up here. You know what I mean? Here.
Look, Herbert J. Grobecker. Yeah, but what about the autographs and all that?
Oh, I did it because of Marla. I mean, she's the kind of girl Herb Grobecker could never get near. Now I think I'm in love with her.
Good. Dad.
She thinks I'm Devin King.
So show her your driver's license. You can only show it once a day, or what?
She has my baby. I mean, Devin's baby. I mean, she thinks it's my baby. If I tried to tell her now I'm not Devin King, she'd never believe me. She'd think I was trying to get out of something.
Okay, well, what would you do if you really were Devin King?
I'd marry her.
Okay, well, then what would you do if she knew that you were Herbert Grobecker?
I'd marry her. Hey, yeah. I'll ask her to marry me as Devin King, and then I'll tell her I'm Herb Grobecker. Hey, thanks, Gopher.
Don't mention it.
He doesn't fool me. That's not Herb Grobecker. That's Devin King, right, Gopher?
Gopher, my name is Muskrat.
We have more lies on top of lies going on this episode.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because Don Knotts is all prepared to go propose to Julie Numar. And then she has a confession.
Hi, Marla.
Oh, hello. What have you been up to?
Oh, drinking, thinking, or maybe it was the other way around.
So what do you think?
Well, I want to marry you.
What?
I love you, and I want to marry you.
But
Look, do you love me? I mean me, not my name or how famous you think I am. But do you love the guy you went into Mazatlan with?
yes. But that's what makes it so awful.
Awful? That you love me is awful.
I lied to you. The child isn't yours, Devin.
Yeah, I know.
You know? What do you mean?
Wait a second, what do you mean?
I never met you at any party. You have never seen me before in your life. I'm a woman with a baby who doesn't have a father. I was scared, I was desperate. And when I saw you, a rich, successful bachelor, I thought... I scraped together every last dime I had to take this cruise just to meet someone like you. I want the best for Andrew. Things I can't afford to give him. A good home, good schools.
I think even a shoe salesman can manage that.
Shoe salesman?
Who happens to look like Devin King.
This was absolutely insane. It really was. More so that like a shoe salesman could afford to like raise a whole family or whatever. I don't know. But it just was so wild because Do You Love Me? They just met each other. They were in Mazatlan. And it's like maybe the magic of Mazatlan.
The magic of the love boat.
And the locale probably helped these two fall in love. How do you fall in love with Don Knotts?
I don't know, especially when you know then he's not the celebrity that was
Right.
going to bankroll
He's a
you and
shoe
your
salesman.
child that's not really his child
Oh my God.
for the rest of your lives.
It is deranged.
I guess he's kind.
But these two now are going to get hitched. Michelle, you know, like I think we've mentioned like also another show I think a lot of kids watched, I certainly did, was The Incredible Hulk.
Yes.
And one of the most famous episodes that I think we have reference to is when the woman goes, I was lifting up the car. Because she had superhuman strength when she was under stress, and people talked about that a lot. And I think Isaac had that too because he was so upset by the crew's response to his book that he completely ripped all those pages like a telephone book in half.
He
so he had
did.
super powerful strength.
Maybe he was working out at the gym.
I have something to say. I got the point from that act the three of you put on, and it's obvious. You don't want me to write a book.
Oh, we don't mind you writing a book. It's this book.
Whatever. If having a bestseller means losing my best friends, I guess I'll have to be satisfied just being a bartender.
And that's the thing. Like, the crew, they don't mean harm. These people are the best people on the planet.
They're a family.
Yes, and they just want people to be happy. That's their entire goal in life, is to make everyone on the ship happy and, you know, each other happy. So they go back to apologize to Isaac.
Can we talk to you?
Sure.
About your book.
Listen, I already told you guys I'm not writing it anymore.
Isaac, that isn't what we wanted.
What do you want?
I guess what everybody wants, to be portrayed better than they really are.
Sure. Even the partial truth hurts.
What we're trying to say is, we apologize. We have no right to interfere.
In fact, we want you to keep on going.
You mean it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, hey, from now on, these characters are going to be like you guys really are. Fantastic.
Oh, Isaac.
Hey. Uh-oh, I just remembered something.
Huh.
Captain Steubing.
Don't worry about him. He's a marshmallow.
Sir.
I believe this belongs to you.
Oh, my book. I don't know what to say.
Just remember one thing. When they make this into a movie, Robert Redford plays me.
So I guess to the French couple, back to the French couple, why perhaps she went through with the wedding vow renewal or whatever is, seems like as they talked more and got to know each other more, she was starting to also fall in love with him or like him enough to... Did they ever confess?
No.
So then everybody thinks that this was her husband. But again, what if this guy had family? I guess I'm just, per usual, reading too much into it.
Yeah, I did not give it much thought. They had a weak wedding, but I guess that's the nicest part of this storyline, is that throughout this, and people always say, like, you have like an interesting story of how you meet or whatever. You couldn't get more interesting than that.
Yep.
And they both start to fall for one another, which kind of makes sense
It
because
does.
you guys share this very specific thing in your lives and you made it through that. And I don't know if you can get past the confusion of it all. He wasn't necessarily a malicious guy. So I wish I knew how to say congratulations in French. And we are at the end of this very befuddling cruise. And the first people to leave are our soon-to-be married, unlikely couple of Don Knotts and Julie Numar.
Yep.
They do it comically, and he does something that you just don't see these days anymore, and I feel bad. He throws on some, like, funny Groucho glasses to disguise himself, and they turn it into pure gold.
What are you doing?
I'm not signing another autograph as long as I live.
Look, it's Woody Allen.
Au revoir, Michelle.
Au revoir, Pee-wee.
Yes, because our French couple, they are leaving, and they really just kind of wrap this one up just like nicely.
Yeah, they did.
As an older couple who have now found one another, and it was kind of nice the way that they exited the ship.
I agree.
How was it, Mr. Thoreau?
Couldn't have been better. A marvelous ship, a wonderful captain, and a perfect mate.
Which wedding was better, Mrs. Thoreau? This one or the one 40 years ago?
Oh, I could not possibly say. All I know is they were the two happiest events of my life.
Goodbye, Captain, and thank you again. Goodbye. Good luck.
Oh, thank you.
And the one interesting thing and the one storyline that we liked was the Isaac author scenario. And I think that they ended this really kind of funny and clever because the crew now has changed heart. They're all giving him way too much information.
Right.
And they do a really funny callback where the captain, without knowing it, starts telling his life story in the way that Isaac was starting each one of his book ideas.
Of course, once I got out of medical school, things really started to change. First, I joined the Navy.
Isaac, hey, listen, I just jotted down some of the really funny things that have happened to me, Here you go.
Wow, but for, look at it, 38 pages?
Yeah, those are just the really funny things.
Isaac, I thought of something to help you with your book. I don't usually do this, but this is my diary.
Wow. Now, wait a minute, you guys. Wait just a minute. I mean, I'm just starting out as a writer. I don't think I'm ready for a collaboration.
Isaac's right.
We should give him a chance to be alone with his muse.
Right.
Sorry, I
Sorry,
was like,
too pushy.
see you later.
No,
It's okay.
It's
okay.
It's wonderful.
Hey, don't forget the story on page 7. It's about the time I wore a chicken suit to my college graduation.
Well, I see they're finally allowing you to be your own man.
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Did I ever tell you that I was in the South Pacific during the big war?
No, sir.
It was one of those scorching hot days, the kind you only get in the South Pacific. And there I was, facing a wolf pack of submarines.
So, guys, I really would like to know what anybody thinks about this episode. I was baffled, and I thought it was kind of definitely weird.
Yes,
and
it
I guess
was.
it makes sense since we're confused about what actual episodes were, episode 5, 6, whatever. It makes sense that this was a confusing episode.
Yes, it does.
So let us know in comments on Instagram. I believe we'll post some photos. If you would like to email us as well, we'd love to hear from you guys.
Exactly.
And again, please consider contributing to the GoFundMe, which you can find on our Instagram and our link tree, or it is included in every single description of every show, wherever you're getting the podcast, because we are going to start purchasing the DVDs of the show so we can all watch together. And I wish I could give you guys a YouTube link or something so you can watch the next show, because I do believe the next one that I was going to watch is the one with Conrad Janis.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's go back to that one.
And this is the one that we are going to have Peter Isaacson be on with his recountings, because we're connecting that to Mork and Mindy, because everything is kind of interconnected. And I'd love everyone to have an opportunity to watch it, but I don't think that this one is included on Pluto, unfortunately. So if anyone has any ways that they're getting the show, if you're on the dark web searching for Love Boat episodes, or if you do have Paramount Plus, we don't know any longer if that is still available there. We are going to be watching, old-fashioned style, the DVD to check out this next episode. Yeah, so meet us back here in 2 weeks' time. I am going to do my best to get this show up, a brand new one for you guys. And the one that we are focusing on is, we think, episode 6, actually, with, who is it, Michelle?
Yes, according to Internet Movie Database, it's episode 6. It's before the one we just did, and it's titled Gopher's Greatest Hits is one of the titles. So in case it's numbered differently wherever you guys are watching, it has Gopher's Greatest Hits is one of the episode titles. But it has Don Amici and Conrad Janis, J.P. Morgan.
Oh, wow.
And not wait to get into her.
That's who I share a birthday.
I'm jealous. I love her. Anyway.
Yeah. But thanks for listening to today's show, you guys. See you back here in 2 weeks' time. And until then, I am Istvan.
And I'm Michelle.
Captain Stubing, please come to the bridge.
And we are
Lovin' the Loveboat.